At 32,000 feet above the heartland of America, a life-or-death decision was unfolding. Captain Matthew Wright's F-15C Eagle was responding to flashing red warnings across his instrument panel. Less than a nautical mile ahead, a small civilian aircraft carrying for souls was shuddering violently, like a leaf caught in a storm. Even more chilling was the massive thunderstorm cell on his radar screen, methodically consuming their last escape route. In this critical moment, Matthew's thoughts flashed to the Silicon Valley email from that morning. The tech giant's offer of $180,000 a year could give him and his wife Sarah a completely different life. Yet his blood sang with another calling, the legacy of 3 generations of Wright family pilots. The young Air Force pilot from Wisconsin knew the next few minutes would determine more than just for civilian lives. This moment would define whether he'd continue his family's legacy or chart an entirely new course. Time was running out, and the storm wasn't waiting. Matthew's eyes locked onto the faltering Cessna 404. Its starboard engine had seized completely, the propeller frozen against the darkening sky. His gaze briefly caught the computer science degree mounted in his cockpit for grueling years at the Air Force Academy, and his golden ticket to Silicon Valley's promised land. But another image burned brighter. 3 weathered photographs on the Wright family living room wall. Grandfather Jack in his World War II flight jacket, standing proud beside his P-51 Mustang. Father Michael in his younger days at the German base, his F for Phantom gleaming with Cold War authority. Each photo carried the same golden inscription: "The Wrights guard these skies." The Cessna suddenly pitched forward. Matthew's instincts kicked in as he advanced the throttles. The F-15C's twin engines responding with 31,000 pounds of raw thrust. In that instant, his grandfather's final lesson echoed in his mind. In extreme weather, a fighter's wake vortices could become a lifeline for smaller aircraft. Matthew positioned his Eagle precisely upwind of the struggling Cessna. This maneuver demanded surgical precision. The slightest miscalculation could spell disaster. Yet the collective memory of 3 generations of pilots seemed to flow through his veins. Every control input came with an almost genetic certainty. The storm raged like an angry beast, battering both aircraft relentlessly. Sweat beaded on Matthew's forehead, but his hands remained steady on the controls. Through precise management of his fighter's wake turbulence, he began weaving an invisible safety net for the Cessna. 10 minutes stretched into 20, each second a battle against nature's fury. Finally, they broke through the worst of the weather system. The runway lights of the nearest airport pierced the gloom as the civilian aircraft steadied its approach. When Matthew landed back at his base, the setting sun painted the Wisconsin sky in deep amber. His father Michael stood waiting on the flight line. In the fading light, the elder Wright's eyes traced the storm damage on his son's fighter, fresh scars from hail and rain that somehow made the Eagle look more majestic than ever. As night fell, Matthew deleted the Silicon Valley email. The answer had been there all along, as clear as the stars emerging above. His grandfather had always said that true glory wasn't in combat victories, but in protecting civilians in times of peace. As the base lights flickered to life, a commercial airliner climbed through the darkening sky above, its navigation lights twinkling like stars. It was just another evening in Wisconsin, and another Wright family guardian was quietly continuing the seemingly ordinary, yet extraordinary mission. On the family living room wall, those aged photographs still told their story of legacy. But now, that story had a new chapter, and the meaning of guardianship had grown deeper than ever before.